All right, so this is going to be a little bit of a different video than I usually would make. Sadly, no, there has been, like, I'm just going to cut to the chase. Sadly, there has been another shooting with ICE officers and um, another unfortunate shooting where someone got shot. Alex Pretti was his name, as far as I can remember, or from what I've seen here. It is another case that absolutely should not have happened whatsoever. Now, it's a bit unclear, and I feel like at the moment things are very divided, still, as is the whole shooting with Renee Good, that I figured that I would be just checking in on as many perspectives or as many recordings, basically, that I can find. And there are some things that I noticed. There are some things that I noticed that I'm thinking, this kind of makes sense. Now, I'm not going to take anyone's side, with the whole Renee Good shooting thing. I also didn't pick any side whatsoever. I just want people to live, and I just want violence from whoever side, whether it is left or right, just to stop entirely. So I'm going to show you guys like a little bit, like some videos. I have 5 videos that I have here that could maybe kind of explain things that are going on. And that's basically my headcanon right now, where I think or how I think things have happened. And therefore, we kind of have an idea on like basically what transpired. The first video that I would like to see here is something very interesting that I've noticed. And I figured I'm just gonna show these videos one by one, and then replay them again, and then go like sequence per sequence or frame, not really frame by frame, but you know what I mean. Just to go into detail in these videos, what is really going on. So the first one is this one here.
Man, and they keep pushing people, you know? What the fuck? They killed him? Did they fucking kill that guy? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Not again. Are you fucking kidding me? That guy's dead. Yo, we need people on site.
All right. What I would like you guys to focus on is what I have noticed as well. Like if you go here in the video, and pay attention to especially this guy right here. This fucking guy with his gray whatever the fuck jacket. Like this dude, well, you will see this guy like quite often in the other videos as well that I will show you. Because I feel like this person right here, this man right here, alongside another officer, were the only two of which I can think that these, like either one of these two has fucked up, or both of them. To which basically these two would have set off every other ICE officer to respond the way that they did, in terms of like basically shooting whoever is not on their team, so to say, right? So the officers did respond accordingly, except for these two. The reason why I say that the officers respond accordingly is because of this idea of like this instinct response training thing. Basically, they basically respond to audio cues, visual cues. That's basically how they are trained. But again, this gray jacket dude, like he's like my number one suspect, basically, of who basically started the whole thing to happen in terms of them like opening fire. But what you can see here is like they're detaining him, and they're detaining Alex. And what happened, though, is that only when the first shot was fired is when everyone else also started shooting. Note how the officers, especially, like the moment that they fire, is when the officers all start to grab for their gun, basically. Notice how, again, like this officer with the gray pants, or not the gray, I'm not colorblind, I'm just being stupid. The brownish pants here, that he was reaching for his gun. So it is not him who fired the shot. So it's not him whatsoever. But the other officers, though, is what I can see here. If I keep, yeah, see, like also this one right here, also, that was only after the first shot was fired. Only then did this one also grab for his gun. And like the dude completely on the left also, like this one right here also had no gun in his hand. So it cannot be him either. So it is really difficult to tell. Like there's a lot of shit going on here. Like what I could tell is, hang on, let me see here. Because I'm just observing things as I can. Yeah, there was quite some altercation here going on. Also, the officer on the right here, and basically these two actually, these two also couldn't be them. This first one here that is looking directly at Alex in this case, both of his hands unarmed, yet nothing in his hands. It cannot be this dude either because he's one, not aiming at Alex, and he's also not even looking at Alex. And again, anyone who has any decent amount of training in terms of handling a weapon or a firearm in this case would always look at the target that they are shooting. So it cannot be these two either. So it kind of narrows down on like who basically were like the two here. Like these two. Like not the one with the gray jacket, but I think like again, this one right here kind of settled the other officers to respond the way that they did. But I feel like these two that I'm pointing at right now, like it is a bit, yeah, it's difficult to see though. So that's basically how I see things. Okay, I also think like the dude with the brown pants here, I don't know, like he could have like a firearm in his other hand, in his left hand, because he cannot really see it. But I feel like if he would have a firearm in his left hand and would be, aiming at Alex in this case, like afterwards, you see one of the other ICE officers with this bluish kind of thing, like walk in front of Alex. So like not only in front, but yeah, no, like he was behind the other one here on the left with the green here, and then moved in front of this one with the brown pants. So I don't think that this one could be the case of which he was shooting. Because again, if he was armed and aiming at Alex and there's a dude walking in front of them, then I don't think that, like, no one would walk in front in line of fire, basically, of a gun, right? Like, willingly, that is. So I don't think there's gonna be this guy either. Now, there are multiple perspectives and multiple things, so I'm just gonna go to the other ones here. It is a little bit difficult though. So I'm gonna just skip over to this one here before we go to the gray jacket guy, basically. To see here, like from the other point of view, from the other side. It's a bit blurry as hell though, but at least I can distinguish, like, the brown pants guy is basically here. So then we can basically determine which and what exactly who is which. So let's see here. Dude, those fucking whistles though are so annoying. I'm not gonna lie, like seriously, like it's annoying as hell just to listen to those whistles over and over again. My head actually hurts from that. But so what I'm gonna see here is there was this one officer, and it is indeed the same one, the same with the green. Yeah, I think it was him who pulled the weapon first. Yeah, so it's this one right here, the one with the green here and the blue jeans thing, that goes for a weapon first. Which we can see, like the other ICE officers, like they had no, like, they didn't have anything equipped at the moment. Like this guy here on the left was just basically just, you know, standing guard or whatever. The one behind him, like, it would be stupid to draw a firearm with your own teammates in front of you, so it cannot be him either. But definitely this one. This is the other guy, aside from the gray jacket guy, basically, that I noticed, like, hang on a second, what's going on here? Yeah, from what I can see, literally every other officer that you can see, except for this one in the green, has their firearm, like, equipped or armed basically, or aimed at Alex in this case. Like, everyone else was just so busy detaining the guy. Like, why would you hold a handgun while you're trying to detain a guy on the ground? Something is bound to happen if you do that. So these officers, again, it cannot be them. So again, the only one that I can see here in this frame is just this one green guy with the blue jeans. Hang on. I just noticed something here too. Did he shoot? Hang on. I think from what I can tell here, I think he fired in this case. Like here he shot. Because it's very faint, but yeah, it's very faint. But you see the slide here. You see the slide here go back. So he did fire 100%. Now the question is who shot first? Because again, it's the green jacket guy in the back. Not the green jacket, the gray jacket. Gray jacket guy in the back who grabbed the gun, and we'll show him as well a couple times. But he, like the officer here in the green jackets with the blue pants thing, definitely he fired. You see the slide here going back and forth. You can see it. See, undeniably, you see that this weapon is fired. Now the question is, which one shot first? Was it this gun or was it another gun? All right, okay, so it cannot be him. So he didn't shoot first. The guy in the green jacket with the blue pants, he didn't shoot first. He definitely did shoot, but he was not the first one to shoot. That's not the first gunshot that you hear. Yeah, so it can't be one of the officers as well from this point of view. From what I see here, everyone is so busy just pushing people away and this and that. And again, it cannot be the officer on the right here as well, like this one right here, because he was pushing away the one with the gray jacket. And everyone else was like behind like what was happening, so they couldn't get a clean shot if they really wanted to fire anyway. But yeah, from what I can tell, like again, this one shot at Alex the moment he after the first shot was fired. So it cannot be him that fired the first shot. And everyone else was unarmed. Everyone else had no firearm equipped on him. So it's the only one. Everyone else, no one was aiming at the guy except for the one with the green. But then again, he cannot be innocent in this case. It is unclear which shot, who shot in this case in terms of, aside from him. So he only responded to, oh, it's most likely going to be this guy then, I suppose, because, gunfire, targeted, or not targeted, but more he's the target at the moment. And then, yeah, everyone else, was so busy detaining him. So it's none of these guys either. And also, note how, after the first gunshot that Alex did not react to it. And I'm sorry, if you get shot, you will most likely, go flinch or jolt in a certain way. See, he is still moving and just fighting against the ICE agents. But then the second shot, you just see him flop down, basically. So yeah, it's not the first shot that hit him. It's the second one from, or the second shot, which was the first shot of this guy in particular, with the green jacket. That went off. I did a little bit of editing here, because I forgot to show another thing. But first off, there's another thing that I noticed that basically confirms that the green jacket guy definitely fired, aside from you obviously seeing that the slide was going back. But also pay attention here to the back, here, in this direction where my cursor is, you will see something flying out of there. So it confirms that this gun definitely fired. Notice, I'm gonna see if I can slow it down even more. But you can see here, here, this thing, for example, right here, that is the shell of the bullet, or the bullet casing, rather. You can see it moving, again, pay attention to, the car trajectory, trajectory, English, of, this here. From the gun to where this point is, you will see it. Again, you can see it. You see this little sparkly thing going back and forth? Definitely fired. Now, there's another thing that I wanted to show that I kind of forgot to show, is this other perspective that, after the whole shooting, there was basically, officers here trying to find the gun. But then in the subtitles, you will see it, what they're trying to say. But after that, when the subtitles stop, though, you do hear someone say in the background, "I got the gun," of which then the officer tries to confirm it again, hey, you got the gun? You will hear this. See, right here, the officer here says, "You got the gun," and then you can hear the other officer confirm, "I got the gun." So yeah, I think, it's kind of clear. But yeah, sadly enough, that is the case of just a little bit of an extra edit that I just wanted to throw in before I finish up this whole this whole analysis of what happened. Now, the first shot that I can kind of see happening here with other things that I've seen would be from this gray jacket guy, the infamous gray jacket guy. You can also see that the slide here, the slide here was also at the back when the gun was fired. You can see it. This is most likely going to be that first shot that set off the other officers, or at least the one with the green jacket like we just saw, that he then responded basically, automatically be like, oh, gunshots, shoot at target basically, right? And again, notes, again, for those that will say like, oh, the gray jacket dude also had a weapon all the time. He actually didn't. He did grab a weapon somewhere in that whole scuffle. So... Also, I'm sorry, but if you hear a gunshot, when you have a weapon in your hands, especially as a trained ICE officer, wouldn't you be instantly aiming at the target of which you think you're being shot from rather than just running away? Especially with your back shown to them? That doesn't add up. So that's why I feel like this guy right here with his gray jacket thing, something is fishy here. Something is fishy. Something really doesn't add up with this guy. And then again, we have the one with the green jackets and the blue jeans, which is then he responded basically. And then of course, then every other officer basically followed that response, and that's why you hear that many shots. And I also think that they are trained to fire 3 burst rounds basically, because that's why there's also, I think, 9 shots in total. So that would mean that 3 officers were also shooting at him, which would be the 3 that you see behind the gray jacket guy right now. Because we already debunked that the dudes that were in the other frame, here on the right, that, like, see, like at the time of the shooting, none of them had their firearm equipped. It was not these 2. So it had to be these 3 and then rounds of 3 and then it's needed 9 shots. But again, this is so fishy though. Like, and from what you can see here in the other video here, is you can see that the slide of the pistol does go back though. This was the first shot. You can see it. You can see it. So this, again, it was either a misfire or the guy, I don't know why it went off. Like I've read articles and things that like this is a SIG pistol basically. And apparently there are things here that about that gun that apparently can misfire or something like that. But if it would be an accident, wouldn't the gray jacket guy be really worried about that gun just firing another shot? Like if something fires around you surprisingly out of nowhere, wouldn't you be looking at your weapon and be like, oh shit, and trying to, wouldn't you like take out the magazine or just slide the thing back again to be sure that there's nothing in a chamber anymore? But the guy just keeps running. Like the guy just keeps running. And that's what I find so weird. If it is a misfire. Because again, like to add with the things that I said where the ICE officers should be trained, and I'm sure that they are, trained where if they hear a gunshot and they know a target or see a target, in which case this dude in the gray jacket thing or whatever jacket color it is, definitely like has a weapon on him that we can see that he grabbed it from somewhere in that scuffle. Could have been Alex's weapon. And Why I find curious is, again, if you hear gunfires from a potential target, wouldn't you want to face the targets and not just blindly run away and like see what's going on, basically, to know to eliminate the target before the target eliminates you? So it's weird. And again, there's no reaction whatsoever. Like if it was a misfire, why didn't he like react to the thing? Why didn't he react to the misfire whatsoever? Like he just kept running. The first thing that I would do is look at the weapon, eject the magazine, and double check in the chamber if there is a round in there. But he just keeps holding it down. Like I would also hold it down so that you don't accidentally aim at yourself or anyone else. But basically hold it down, stand firm, like as in keep like stand or stay where you are basically. Eject the magazine, check the slide, like pull it back to see if there's another one in the chamber. And usually if there is one, it would just pop out. So what, like, that's why I don't like this guy. Whatever happened here, I think he's the one that set that set everyone off. Something is not right here. But that's basically the findings that I have. And just to put a little bit in perspective about this here gun, because not every gun or not every handgun has like a slide that goes back to go into the next thing or into the next round. But you can see that it does. So in this case, see, this is what I would do. You basically just eject a magazine, check the chamber. If there is one in the chamber, you slide it back, like in this case, and then usually it pops out if there is one. And then that's the weapon is no longer functioning, basically, right? So that's why it's so weird. Like nothing makes sense of this dude. And that's why I feel like this guy right here should be held accountable for the actions that have happened. That is just my finding. I'm sorry for the ramble, basically, but it is kind of important still to know like what's really going on and from different perspectives, in which case I'm glad that there are different perspectives so we can analyze things like this thoroughly. But yeah, something we hear, I am 99.9% sure that this person should be held accountable for the actions that have happened here. And again, I don't want anyone to be like fighting each other there. And I know that I'm just someone from across the pond, but the entire world is watching. And I just want people to live. And I want this violence to stop, though. I just want it to stop, though. But this is absolutely not okay. I said it with Renee Good's shooting as well. That's like in that case, the officer did get hit. Like that's a whole different scenario. But in this here, though, this is really weird. This one should be investigated 100%. This dude right here doesn't add up. Absolutely doesn't. But yeah, all I want is just for the senseless violence to stop, though, and that you guys can go live the American life in freedom and democracy and stuff like that. But that has to stop, though. This cannot continue. This absolutely cannot continue. And I hope that the politicians involved, or that are, involved, like those that incites people to go like, oh yeah, you must go resist ICE. Not a good idea, but also that doesn't give the excuse for ICE to be, pulling this shit either, right? So this is basically my findings. I'm sorry for the little ramble, but hopefully we will be able to find an answer soon.